Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today I prepare an easy and delicious gluten-free dish with Barbara Hero. And we revisit Groundhog Day in Punxsutawney. But first, the Walnut Grove Playground and its upcoming event. Well, phase one is nearing completion here at the Walnut Grove Playground, and Shelley Duchek is the president of the board. Excuse me very much. And this really is an amazing undertaking.
Oh my gosh, it is fantastic. We've had community volunteers, we've had community donations. We would not have this place without the community. It's awesome.
And, I've never even really realized, playgrounds, you see them everywhere, but you don't realize that they're not that accessible for disabled kids.
Yeah.
And what put that into your, why did this all come to be?
Well, the individual who donated the property to us had a desire to help children with disabilities. So a group of community members came over to talk, just get together and see what the community needed. And we don't want to duplicate services, so we wanted something new. And we came up with this idea that we needed an outdoor recreational venue that was conducive to kids of all abilities. So out of that dream, honestly, of the design plan, the playground was the very last thing we came up with.
Yeah.
Our playground was going to be just a couple swings. And now you can see by the time we're done, it's going to be an acre big.
I mean, and then you just plan on expanding more and more. And what's awesome is this is all through volunteerism and private donations.
All private donations, volunteer time. We've gotten some wonderful services donated to help us. And this project is bigger than just this playground. I mean, we plan for Miracle League fields. So we'll have a baseball, a track. Behind the playground, there's actually accessible walking trails. So there will be nature trails through the wetlands. There's a bridge that connects to the Mill Creek Metro Parks Bikeway. So there's all kinds of stuff for people to do when they come out here.
And then are you reaching out to the different organizations that help, the children with disabilities? I mean, are they giving you some really good suggestions?
Yeah, when we were putting the playground design together, we kind of just said, and we talked to parents a lot, what do you need? And one of the things that really came out is that there's no place for a family to go and play in this area. So if you have a child who's in a wheelchair, where's he going to go play with his sister? Because he can't get onto the play equipment going through the mulch and the rock. So this is a place where families can come together and just create memories and have fun, and it's inclusive. So you can play with your friends, you can play with your cousins, and just enjoy. There's no barriers on this playground.
And we're still in the fundraising stage, right? We're still accepting funds.
Yeah, we absolutely are. What you're looking at is really just the beginning of what we want to do. We have a dream to make an entire playground that is going to be an acre big. So when you look around here, there's not a swing on this playground. We need to add swings. We have plans for a zip line. We're putting in a sand pit, and we have this huge imagination area where there's a pretend fire truck that anybody can wheel up and just drive the fire truck from the top, the bottom. We have talk tubes so the people at the front of the truck can talk to the back. I mean, we tried to include everything we could possibly think of in this playground, so there is something for everybody.
Amanda is also on the board, and as I look at all this equipment, how do you know to order what has inclusive, play materials?
So when we were looking at each piece that was being put on this playground, we wanted to look at whether it was, it did sensory, it encompassed motor skills, cognitive, and social skills. And I'm looking at this because we actually made a book where each piece of equipment that we have, we thought of these 4 things first and foremost, so that every child, every adult, whether you have a handicap, a disability, you can come out to our property and you can use it. So if you have a son who is in a wheelchair, but you have 2 typical daughters, where are they going to play? Well, when they come out here, they can play on everything. He can go up on the ramps, he can go down the slides, he can pull himself on stuff. There's actually, if you have autism, we have little spaces all over where you can kind of go in, get that sensory overload out of the way. We have a little cozy dome behind us, and you can hide in there. Get away from the noise, get away from the people. So each piece of equipment that is on our property has a specific purpose.
How much property has been donated? So you're looking at an acre of...
Just playground.
So how much do you have to work with?
20 acres.
20 acres! I'm going to build a house in the back.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Yes, but I'll be like the caretaker.
We could use you. You're hired.
No, this really is a wonderful project. It really is. And do you come up with like ideas of, with your board and all your volunteers?
Yeah, everything is done through volunteers. We make all decisions through a board. We are a 501c3, so we are run like a true board. Well, we are a true board. Any decisions that are made, they're made in a group. And all the decisions that we do make, they're very well thought out, and we have checks and balances in place because we do have a mission.
The third annual Swing Wine and Dine to benefit the Walnut Grove takes place February 2nd at the Maronite Center. Go to events@thewalnutgrove.com for tickets. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. I am here with Rudy the Dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. And Rudy, you really take Eat, Drink, Celebrate seriously.
Yes, we do, Casey. Not only in our regular pub, but we have a banquet room, party room. We seat 25 to 150. We cater for private parties, meetings, banquets, showers, reunions, you name it, we can do it. We got you covered. Private menus, special menus, anything you need, Chef Reggie can work it out for you.
I just love the idea that you have the entire room, if you need it, and a private bar. In fact, my class reunion from the Academy is going to be held at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery.
And we thank you guys for coming. Like I said, it's our motto is Eat, Drink, Celebrate. We like to specialize and help you out and do everything we can to make your memories last long.
Stop by. They will prove it. Here's to the Magic Tree.
Salute.
At the Vein Center and Med Spa, we realize the serious health issue varicose veins can cause. We know it's more than just cosmetic. We provide you with caring and personal service in a clean and friendly atmosphere. All vein procedures are done in our office during convenient and flexible hours by a medical doctor with over 20 years experience. The Vein Center and Med Spa also offers fillers and neurotoxin procedures, hydrofacials, and laser hair removal services. Call the Vein Center and Med Spa for a free consultation. See why our patients leave satisfied. Now accepting Anthem and Highmark.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bernard. I've been giving the people of our valley free advice for 30 years, and my message has never changed. If you're involved in an automobile accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call a lawyer. A lawyer will be your representative, dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the red tape that you may encounter. Hiring a lawyer doesn't mean you'll end up in court. And remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases.
That's good advice. Need a lawyer? Learn more at elizabethbernardlaw.com.
Mayflower Woolham is your full-service, independent insurance agency. We work with several insurance companies to offer you choices for your insurance needs. We'll find the right product at the right price. Personal, business, farm, life. Trust Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important, we'll take care of the details. Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
We strive to be the best, provide the best food, the best atmosphere, and overall enjoyment of your dinner, lunch, or any kind of gathering you have that involves the upstairs restaurant. Your imagination's your only limitation. The customer understands that they're going to get the best food all the time. And it's great. Give it a try. I'm Executive Chef Tim King here at the Upstairs Restaurant. I just love food.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. Shop Rulli Brothers, home of the famous Evening Express.
Well, today we have a very special guest in the kitchen, Barbara Hero. And Barb, every time I run into her, last couple years, she says, I am gluten-free, and I have some excellent gluten-free recipes. And finally, the day has come, and she's going to join us in the kitchen. And this is a gluten-free chicken parmesan casserole.
Yes.
Now, I think a lot of people are phonies when it comes to the gluten-free cooking.
It's quite possible.
They think it's a weight loss tool, right?
Right.
But you truly are gluten-free.
I am. After a lot of trial, celiac. After a lot of trial and error and rashes and things like that, and taking it to my doctor, we figured out that I am gluten intolerant, very gluten intolerant at the minimum. And finally, after some testing, figured out that I am celiac. So it's not good for me to have gluten.
No, and then you also have a lactose issue.
I do. Well, I found out about that before. I'm dairy intolerant, so I've basically had to relearn how to cook and
how to eat.
Yes.
So let's go over the recipe list, and we will be making this gluten-free dish. For this recipe, you'll need 2 large skinless, boneless chicken breasts or 8 to 10 chicken tenderloins, 4 eggs beaten, 2.5 cups of marinara sauce, 8 ounces or 2 cups of your favorite gluten-free pasta, 1 cup of fresh spinach, 1 cup of Parmesan cheese shredded or a dairy-free alternative, 1 cup of almond flour, 1/3 cup of gluten-free breadcrumbs, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Well, now we are going to get started.
Yes.
We've preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and we've got our assembly line ready.
Yes.
So what's first, second, and third?
Well, first what we want to do is I'm going to use almond flour to dredge the chicken first.
All right.
Now, I'm using almond flour in this case. If you have nut allergies, you might want to use another gluten-free alternative.
Which would be like a chickpea flour or...
There's chickpea flour, Bisquick has a version. One thing you have to be very cognizant of, though, when you are looking at doing the anything with the rice flour is nowadays so many gluten-free options are made with rice flour, and rice is actually very high in arsenic. So because think about where it comes from, the rice paddies and things of that nature, again, talking about pollution.
Yeah.
So you have to, you probably don't want to necessarily have something with a rice flour to dredge it with, and then a rice flour in the breadcrumbs as well.
So try to minimize it.
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
So I've got Italian seasoning here. So basically what I do is I take part of the Italian seasoning and I'm going to throw it into the flour, and I've got garlic powder here. I like garlic powder rather than garlic salt, cuts down on the sodium. So I'm going to use part of that in the dredging flour, and then we'll do that again when it comes time to do the breadcrumbs.
All right.
We're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the Italian seasoning, again trying to amp up that flavor. So, and here's a fork for you.
And I'll just mix it up a little bit.
Yep, we're going to mix it up.
Okay, and then we will start making these. You know, I like the chicken tenderloin. I think that they're easy and, less work.
They are. They're easy to work with, and it's easier to work with once especially if you have kids, if you're looking to do this recipe for for kids, they like chicken tenderloins, chicken nuggets. They're not as intimidating.
Yes, true. Okay, so then we will.
After we get it coated in the chickpea breadcrumbs, then we put it on parchment paper, on a baking sheet.
Okay.
Comes out nice and crispy, has great flavor.
So now we have our little chicken tenders ready to go. The oven is preheated to 350, and I'll put it in for 20 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, just very lightly brown. They don't have to be really, really overdone because they're going to be going back into the oven to cook some more in the casserole, right?
Well, while the chicken tenders were cooking, we also boiled the gluten-free pasta. Beautiful. And this does take a little bit longer than an average, your normal pasta.
It does. This specific pasta is a red lentil pasta. So it's nutrient dense. You get a lot of protein, but as a rule, gluten-free pasta does take a little bit longer to cook than regular wheat pastas, things of that nature. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the pasta in the casserole dish. So cover it with sauce, take some cheese. Now this is dairy-free cheese. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our beautiful chicken tenderloins, and they're nice and crispy. So I'm going to put another layer of pasta in there. I'm going to sprinkle some of the spinach in there, cover it with sauce. And then I'm going to take our last couple chicken tenders.
Oh, I see. So it's a nice layered process.
It really is. And a little more sauce. We'll top it off with cheese.
And you're a fan of the this for some additional flavor?
Oh, yeah.
Craft?
A little bit of
and
extra.
this doesn't bother you?
This one doesn't seem to bother me too much. Again, you're not using copious amounts. A little bit, a little dab will do you.
Now, I cover this in foil?
Yes.
And then how long is the bake time?
Usually about like 20 minutes on 350.
Well, since we've invaded your kitchen, you are here for the treat. What do you think of the gluten-free dish?
It's hard to say that it's gluten-free. It tastes like
it really does, doesn't it? It
regular,
tastes just like a normal chicken.
Well, if you didn't say anything,
you'd never have any idea it's gluten-free.
It really is good. I mean, I'm surprised. I've never really had anything that's gluten-free. And I think, and the chicken is amazing. Well, I'm telling you, this is delicious.
Well, thank you.
Glad we finally got this
Yes.
done. Just go to my website, caseymalone.com, and look for this recipe, and you are going to enjoy gluten-free. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Ooh. We'll be right back with more local flavor.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
Four for $5 till 6. Happy hour at Sadie's Place inside the Best Western, Route 46, Austintown.
There's a new standard in assisted living, one that combines comfort, luxury, convenience, and the highest quality expert care.
Your loved ones can experience it now in Canfield's premier senior living location.
The Inn at Ironwood offers fine dining and amenities such as a concierge, salon, housekeeping, and laundry services.
And a truly elegant setting in Canfield.
Call us for more information or visit us and take a tour.
The Inn at Ironwood, Canfield's premier senior living location.
R&S Paint is a locally owned paint store and not a paint department. Inspiration comes easy when choosing exciting Benjamin Moore colors and finish. Over 3,400 vibrant and durable colors are yours at R&S Paint.
We've been in the Mahoning County for 70 years. We're not going anywhere.
Bree and I have been in this business since we were kids.
My grandpa built the business off of loyalty, honesty, and trust. My grandfather, my father, they have a legacy here.
We have learned all of these great things from both of them that, we will be sure to keep the legacy going into the fourth generation.
Get real, get
tomorrow. At Rulli Brothers, the family is in the store. Meats, deli, produce, even the checkout. We work hard to ensure that you get the best products at a personal shopping experience. At Rulli Brothers Markets, our customers are our top priority. Our family is in the store.
Our quest begins at 4 a.m. We leave the area and we're heading up to Punxsutawney. Father Tim is the ambassador for Groundhog Day. And how many years have you been doing this, Father?
I'd say about 30 years.
What made you start this pilgrimage every year for Groundhog Day? What made you think this was a good idea?
Well, I'm sort of a rounder around here. I happened to be with Rick Jones. It was around Christmas time. And I said, Rick, guess where I'm going? I said, I have a reservation at the only hotel in Punxsutawney. He says, I know the guy that runs the whole town, Big John Miserak. He said, he'll take care of us. I said, Rick. And, you know, so anyhow, that was the start. And John Miserak, he ran the whole town and that whole part of, I guess it's western Pennsylvania. But so Rick and I came up here, and that was 30 years ago, and it's gone to come a long way since then.
Jim Cawley is the Lieutenant Governor for the state of Pennsylvania. How important is Groundhog Day for this little borough of Punxsutawney?
It's not only important for Punxsutawney, it's in fact important for all of Pennsylvania. There are 30,000 plus people out there in sub-zero temperatures who have been here for hours. It's just a wonderful demonstration of friendship and fellowship and goodwill. It's a great place to be.
Well, it is 3 degrees outside, but inside here, the hunting club is where it's nice and warm, and this is where the Inner Circle and the media is allowed. Bob Roberts is part of the Inner Circle. How do you get such distinction, Bob?
Well, you're nominated to be in the Inner Circle, and then it has to pass a stringent vote. And that's how I got in, and now I'm trying to figure out how to get out.
The tradition is, now what year is this for the Groundhog?
127th trek at Gobbler's Knob. And we're all meeting here right now because we're going to start trekking here in a few minutes. It's 127 years.
Now, does everyone in the Inner Circle speak Groundhogese?
Only President Dealey. President Dealey is in this room right now. I don't see him, but he's the Groundhogese guy.
Bill Dealey is the president of the Inner Circle, and you possess the magic cane.
Without this cane, you cannot speak Groundhogese. That's the translation factor. So as long as I'm holding it, I'm able to speak with Phil and communicate whether we're going to have a spring or more winter.
This is an amazing magic stick.
Yes, it is.
And where does this reside when it's not here today?
This is kept in as president. We keep it and we just pass it on to the next president right down the line.
Well, good luck. We're going to head down and we're waiting for the big prediction.
We're out the door. We're ready to do it.
My new knob entrance is a sight to behold. Like my followers, faithful followers, strong and bold. And so ye faithful, there is no shadow to see.
Is here from Hillside, New Jersey, celebrating her 60th birthday. Is this your first Groundhog Day?
No, I went when I was 50, so this is my second.
So this is like a bucket list issue here?
Yes, it is. It is.
And I mean, isn't this amazing? What did you think?
I was so glad. No more winter. Early spring, the first time.
Hard to believe. Maybe spring in the Antarctic.
Yes, yes.
How long have you been waiting here?
Since about 3:15 in the morning. Yeah.
Well, happy Groundhog Day and happy birthday, Celeste.
Thank you very much. Take care.
We have 2 girls here from Annapolis, Maryland. How long have you been waiting for Phil's prediction?
About 4 hours. We've been here since about 3 o'clock this morning. We drove up here from Altoona. I drove here from Annapolis. And it's been freezing, but so exciting tonight. It's been so great.
What are you guys doing to keep warm?
Just moving around, hand warmers, dancing our butts off, doing whatever we can, making friends, and just doing whatever we can to keep warm.
We have got a newbie here at Groundhog Day. This is Dan, and what made you come down today?
We are from the Christianity American Legion, Post A65, PA.
bus trip, and there's a bunch of us that it is like a bucket list, but we're not like working a bucket list, but it's just what we want to do. It is beyond what we thought it would be. We've had a blast.
Yeah.
This is your first Groundhog Day. What'd you think?
I had to be a virgin. I thought it was great, and what I like so much about it is nobody really knew if it was going to be 6 more weeks of winter or if spring was right around the corner. And I had a feeling that either choice was going to create a great big cheer, because I think people just wanted to get the heck out of here.
Can you believe this? This is the biggest crowd in the history of Groundhog Day, and you're here for it.
They were cheering Phil, 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 and I was thinking about somebody else, but then the groundhog came out, so it's good to be here.
Okay, here's proof that Father Tim has been here for the last 30 years. Look at this. We're wearing the ugly Christmas sweater. Our hair's a little more red. And how has the evolution of Groundhog Day from 30 years ago to this day today, which was the largest crowd in the history?
I just think it's, become more and more popular, and of course it's popular today because it's on Saturday. I was here last year and we just had about half the crowd, so it's just gotten more and more and more popular, and it's just something to do, and it's free.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.